Hi guys, Steph here. What have we got for you today? I'll tell you what we've got for you today. We've got an absolutely gorgeous Parker fountain pen. Can you tell which one it is? Yes? No? Well, what we have for you here is a very handsome Parker Duofold Senior fountain pen. Sometimes better referred as Parker UK Duofolds. Sometimes referred as the European Parker Duofolds, but for this video we're going to call it the Parker Duofold Senior fountain pen. Now these pens, this one I'm dating around about the 1950s. The Parker Duofolds at that particular period, as you can see, this one comes in this lovely classic black colour. They also came in a red colour, blue, and I believe a green as well. The size of this pen from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, around about 140 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, a nice chunky 12 millimeters in diameter. As I say, from around about the 1950s. Now, if we show you the barrel imprint, there we go. Let's bring that nice and close for you. And hopefully you can see that it reads Parker Duofold, Reg trademark, made in England. So a nice clear imprint to the barrel there. As you can see, as we've said, classic black with gold filled trim. Now if we show you the cap band there, you can see it's got quite, not a thin, not a wide band, I'd say a medium band, and if I twirl it round you'll see the band has a lovely, what we term as a chevron pattern to the cap band there. To the top of the cap, the very recognisable Parker arrow clip, quite a short arrow clip as well, and then if we take you up to the top of the cap there, you can see to the very top it's got this little black peaked jewel to the very top of the cap. So all in all, a lovely handsome fountain pen. Now this one came to me a little bit tired. I've restored it, etc., cleaned everything internally, and it's come out absolutely beautiful. Once again, as with a lot of Parkers, this particular pen is a workhorse of everyday writing fountain pen. They're absolutely superb made, quality made fountain pens. Now this specific model, the Parker Senior, at the time was actually the top of the range within the Parker Duofold range of that particular period. Afterwards, this one was actually discontinued, I believe, around about 1958, and at that point they then launched the slightly larger version, the Parker Maxima, which incidentally, for you people that know, I've already done a review, which actually what I'll actually do at the end of the video, I'll leave you a link for the Parker Maxima so you can go and have a look at that. But as I say, when this one was launched and when this one was out, this was actually, the Parker Senior was top of the range within the Parker Duofold pens. Now let's unscrew the cap. As always, let's do you a few little twirls of the pen so you can see different angles. As you can see, in absolutely superb condition. Pop the cap down. Let's take you up to the section. You can see it's quite a short section, slightly tapered towards the nib, but still nice and comfortable to hold. It's quite a large pen. As I've said in numerous videos, I have large hands and this one is more than comfortable to hold. It's a lovely, lovely size. So that's the section. Let's take you up to the nib. Let's bring it quite close. Let's keep it nice and steady. And what we have on the nib is Parker 14 carat England, and then number 35 down to the bottom of the imprint, which tells us that this one is the Parker Senior. Now, while I was showing you the nib here, I'm dating the pen, as I said, around 1950s. Now, what we can actually do is date the pen more specifically to 1953. The reason being is that when I was actually cleaning everything, cleaning the feed internally, the nib, etc., I took a photograph. So there we go, there's the photograph, and as you can see to the bottom, the pen has got 1953 with 2 dots, which indicates that it was made in the second quarter of 1953. So dead simple, we can actually date the pen specifically to 1953. So back to the nib, there we have it, an absolutely lovely nib. This one, looking under a loop, I think it's actually a slight oblique nib, which we'll see in a moment. Let's give you a sideways view. Let's show you the feed underneath there. You can see very recognisable standard Parker, what we term as a comb feed, lovely and clean again. So all in all, a very nice and quite a large nib as well. Now, if we unscrew the barrel for you, one thing you'll notice there, it now has what we term as this aerometric filler. Again, 1953 is when Parker introduced this aerometric filler. So again, the date and the fact that it's got this filler sort of all links in. On the filler, you can see, I don't know, maybe you can or you cannot, it gives you the instructions. It says Parker, tells you how to fill by pressing this bar at the end here. When I received the pen, this was all rusted. As you can see now, we've cleaned it all up. It looks absolutely beautiful. What's that? I can hear you shouting. Pardon? You want to see it writing? Okie dokie. Let's bring on some ink, and how we fill it, we dip the nib in the ink, and as I said, we press this bar here. So let's do that. Let's be quiet. I'm sure you could hear that lovely sort of gushing noise, which tells us everything sounds hunky-dory. Let's bring the barrel back on, screw that back on, and let's see how the pen writes. Again, first time it's been used since we've restored it and cleaned everything, so let's keep our fingers crossed. So what we have is a Parker Duofold Senior fountain pen. As you saw, we can date this pen to 1953 and even to the second quarter. As expected, it's got a oblique nib, so it's giving a little bit of variation in the line. On the downward stroke, you can see we're getting slightly broader line. On the cross stroke, a fine line. So as I said, it's oblique nib. Let's do some figures of eights. A lovely writer, nice and smooth. And there we have it. A little bit of variation in the sort of lettering, in the writing. As I say, a slight oblique nib. I would say writing with a fine line going up to maybe a medium broad line. But all in all, a lovely, lovely writer. Nice and wet. Absolutely lovely. So let's pop the cap back on, and what we're going to be doing is finding or looking for a new home for this beauty. Somebody's going to actually have a lovely pen. As I say, the Parker Duofold Seniors, substantial, quality made fountain pens. Absolutely superb, excellent as an everyday writer. So somebody is going to have themselves a beautiful pen. But for you people, I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't be shy. You're very shy, you people. Leave a comment below. Don't be shy. And last but not least, why not subscribe? So go on, subscribe to my channel. But for now, I'll just say bye bye for now.